Today we're going to do a little brush hogging. I think this is a good one to show what the capabilities of this brush hog are. My brush hog is 5 foot, rated at 2 inches. So I've already cut the light stuff around the perimeter here. Pretty small. Kind of did the back and forth down the driveway on the sides, and then over here it's gonna get into the big nasty stuff. So you can see, so basically there's a property line right here on these trees between that property and this one over here, and basically the road's right down there. I'm going to take a straight line out that way through all that scotch broom, blackberries, and small alders, and you know, random jungle vegetation, and just going to clear it all the way. So main road straight ahead, driveway that way. We're just going to cut a line and clear it. So I wanted to show you guys. I mean, I see a lot of people mowing grass and everything, and I do it too with the thick grass. The brush hog works great, but it works really, really good on scotch broom, blackberries, and thicker brush up to 2 inch. You can cut bigger stuff than 2 inch, but you got to kind of be careful about it. So the things you got to watch out for is stuff like this, plastic in there. That's not going to hurt the brush hog, but just make a mess when you break it all up. But look at all this. We're gonna come through here. See, even like this, that's bigger than freaking 2 inches, and that brush hog will knock it over. So all kinds of stuff in here. Not going to take any of the big trees down, obviously. Those are all going to stay, but we'll get all this opened up around the base of the trees, and just get this accessible again so it's manageable. Once they kind of get overgrown, they're hard to manage by hand, and if you don't have the equipment, you got to get somebody in here to take care of it and get you back into it, and then you can manage it again, either by weed whacking or mowing with your riding mower, or spraying, or whatever you want to do. Some people don't like spraying, but it's effective. So anyways, we will tear down this wall of brush. Got some fruit trees around this property. You can see these cherries are pretty ripe. Check that out. Let's see what they taste like, if they're any good or not. I don't think they're gonna be. Little tart. Anyways, I'll probably do a combination on this one. Some time lapse, some regular video. I think I'll set up the regular video first, just kind of get this pushing into this thick stuff, and then probably do a time lapse on the rest of it. So like I always say, if you like these videos, please comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. So you can see, works pretty good. See that big one I showed you earlier? That's it right there. This is old and dead, but still chews it right up. You just got to be careful with your equipment when you're doing it. Ease into it, otherwise you start ripping shear pins. And maybe worse if you're not careful. Like this one right here, this is a big one. I don't think I'll be able to get that one. I don't know if that's a fruit tree or Scotch broom. Kind of looks like Scotch broom, but I don't know. That's pretty damn big. So the rest of this, you can see it's freaking thick down there. I'll probably inch through the front, or with the front end of my bucket, inch through this. So I'll probably set it up on time lapse. Like I told everybody in my last video, but for anybody that's new here, usually I'll take that bucket and just kind of chomp my way through it like that to keep stuff from getting in the radiator there, the big stuff, and try to keep the bucket lower than the axles just in case I hit something. So I'm always kind of feeling my way through this thick stuff when I can't really see the ground, and then I'll back up into it. That hydraulic top link I have, I can kind of lift it up and do this. If you just try to drive straight back into stuff, everything falls right on top, and so it doesn't mulch it up very good. So I try to back up like this, drop it, back up, drop it, back up, drop it. Works a lot better, and then you don't end with a bunch of stuff coming down on top of you, especially when you get the really high brush. So anyways, thanks for watching. This is July 3rd, so I hope everybody's enjoying their Independence Day weekend. So you can see how well that little tiny brush hog can annihilate all of this brush. I mean, this shit was thick and tall. I mean, it was over 10 feet tall in spots, including down there, all that blackberries. I'm still gonna keep trugging along down here. I may not get all the way to the road because it drops off down there, but I'm gonna try to get all that Scotch broom over there, try to get some of these blackberries. I don't know if I'll get that tree right there. It's kind of a big stump, so I might leave that and just get what I can around it. But and then still got to clear from the corner of the house and go that way. This in here is going to be like up where the house is. There's a bunch more blackberries, but he wants to leave some ferns and stuff like that in here, so I'm probably just gonna get the bulk of the blackberries and the rest, and like the nettles, the stinging nettles and stuff, and then probably call this good in here. But it opens it up quite a bit. So one problem you get with clearing brush is you get stuff in your undercarriage like this, and what that's doing is messing with my throttle right there, so I can feel it when I'm going forwards and backwards. I can feel stuff getting caught in there. The other thing you got to watch for is all this stuff. You get enough of that in your radiator, all the fines come right through this and they get caught in that radiator, and then your machine can overheat. So yesterday, before I came out here, I made sure to clean the radiator and the air filter and all that stuff really well before I came out here, because I knew I was going to be fighting this. You don't have to worry about this stuff like in the winter time if you're clearing, but in the summertime it will definitely. I've overheated my engine a couple of times, just not paying attention, cruising along, look down, and all of a sudden it's boiling over. So but yeah, this is a pretty slick little brush hog. I think Tractor Supply's brand is County Line or something like that. I don't know if they're all made by Tartar or whoever, but I get mine at Wilco. It's Behlen Country. When I did the research, the Behlen Country was the only one that was a 2-inch as far as the Tractor Supply brand, you know, small homeowners type special. I know you can get bigger, stronger, hardier ag equipment from specialty suppliers, but they're pretty pricey. So for what this one cost at Wilco farm stores, it's pretty good. I'm happy with it. So anyways, I think I'm gonna knock some of this out. I will show you the finished product when I'm done. So thanks for watching.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me.
So this is where we started. Tree line. Straight that way, kind of following the rough property line, but didn't get all the way to the road because it drops off down there. But I was talking to the homeowner, and this is actually more than what he expected, so he was fine with not getting all the way to the road. It's kind of steep down there. I was having trouble. I was kind of getting stuck down in those pockets down there a little bit here and there, so he was fine with leaving this as is, and went that way as far as I could Got all these blackberries up here by the house. And again, this does not kill the blackberries. This will all grow back if you don't do anything with it. But what it does is gives you access to get in here and spray it. Or if you wanted to, you know, till it up or run a skid steer with a rake or something and get all this cleaned up even more. But this is what he wanted to do today, and so that's what we did. Somebody was in here a couple years ago, I think he said, with a cat, like a dozer, pushing everything into burn piles. And I could tell when I was cutting that Scotch broom, it had been, I don't know, you could tell it had been cut up, pushed over, but it didn't kill it. It didn't get rid of it. You could just see where it was all scarred up. So same thing, old burn pile, I just left that. Kind of scraped some of that stuff here, but just where there was another burn pile there, so I just moved that. And then as you come down here, all this, if you remember at the beginning of the video, like you couldn't walk through this at all. Now it's all wide open, so you can kind of see the contour of the land. So a lot of this mulch, chewed up stuff will break down, but basically this just gives you access to it and do what you want from here. Let it grow back and have somebody cut it again in a year or two, or you can try to keep up on it after this. So yeah, that was all Scotch broom there. You could see how tall those blackberries were. I mean, they were probably, I don't know, 8 or 10 feet tall. See up there through the house. So you can get all the way back up there now. Still a bunch of alders down here, but they want to keep all the trees and stuff, so which is fine. He wanted to keep the ferns too, so I cut a bunch of them, but I left a few here and there. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a good 4th of July weekend, and we'll catch you on the next one.